Welcome to day 4 of the 12 Beers of Christmas. And today we have Whiskey Hill, which is right down the street from us as well. Eric Flores is the head brewer there. Eric, I have to announce you as the award-winning Eric Flores. First of all, how does that feel? A gold medal at the Festival of Barrel Aged Beer this year, and you guys are runner-up to Best in Show to a cider. So
Yep.
it's appropriate to say you were the best beer in show. How does that all feel?
Feels fantastic, man. Honestly, like it was kind of a thing I dreamed about since I started brewing. So kind of a dream come true that happened really early on. I'll take it. I'll take it on the first year. It's beautiful.
Yeah, you've been there since February, and this is your first head brewer's job. Tell us a little bit about your background. That was a barrel aged beer. You guys do a lot of other things too, but first things first, let's talk about the barrel aging program there.
Sure thing. I kind of knew I wanted to get a barrel age program started as soon as possible, as soon as I got here. So we actually filled barrels like maybe in the first month right out the gates, just because I knew exactly what I wanted to do. As soon as I got in, I just dove into learning the system and all its little quirks and what would be the best way to start producing these high gravity stouts, because anyone will tell you that they're pretty difficult to make and pretty time consuming. And you have to know what you're doing as far as what your system's capable of. Otherwise, a lot of annoying little things can go wrong.
How many people applied for that barrel program?
Oh, so we actually had about 1,200 people sign up for the random lottery for our barrel age membership. So a lot more than we expected. I was like, we have about 200 spots. I was thinking maybe 400, 500 people or something like that. So I get notifications on it and everything too throughout the day. And I just kept seeing email after email of people signing up on the Google sheet.
Let's talk about this beer. This beer is not a barrel aged beer. This is what we'll call a New England IPA. Put a light on. What should people expect out of this beer?
This beer is actually my first recipe that I made here at Whiskey Hill. I've been making New Englands just in little homebrew projects here and there for the last maybe 5 years. And I was just trying to find a nice malt profile grain bill that balances out a really aggressive dry hopping addition at the end of it, using mostly citrus. That's my favorite hop. And all that work kind of came together to become the recipe that would become Put a Light On. And this one, I think it showcases a really nice creamy body that isn't over the top. It's not like a crazy juice bomb or anything like that. It still has a little bit of kind of an acidic twing with it. And you get most of the hopping from just late dry hop additions and late whirlpool additions, which is mostly Citra. You do have some Nelson in there too, but mostly Citra to get a lot of bright citrus tones. And then the hops kind of mix together to give you flavors of just passion fruit, a little bit of grapefruit at the end of it. And it maintains a good amount of its bitterness too. We chose to not do any kind of sugar additions because I still wanted it to finish fairly dry and still remind you hey, I'm an IPA. Just one that is absolutely loaded with flavor.
That is awesome. The beer is fantastic. Let's talk about the tap room now. Of course, things are closed right now when people are watching this, but hopefully down the road in the spring, things will open up. What's it like over there when people are actually able to come in?
The 1 month that I saw it open, it's pretty lively. There's people here all the time. The locals are super supportive. We're in kind of an industrial area, so all the mechanics around here would always come by and drink a bunch of beers, and I got to know everyone really, really fast because they were there all the time. So that was kind of nice that I was able to get to know our regulars really fast.
And I mean, you guys have game rooms. You've got a little back room area over there, so there are going to be things to do. You've got the outdoor space now too, right?
Yeah, we do have a little outdoor area in front. Nothing crazy. We don't have a tent or anything like that, just a couple space heaters. We got to look more into stuff like that. We're still little and growing, so we're trying to figure out the best ways to go about certain things like that. But for now, we're doing pretty okay, surviving on just, to-go sales and stuff like that. But when the back room does open, it'll be awesome. It was funny, right before the shutdown happened, we actually got the back room cleaned out, new tables, little games installed, little arcade games and the shuffleboard and stuff like that. And then whoop, just shut down right away. But hopefully when everything opens up, we'll have all that for people to enjoy.
Eric, last question. What's the best way to get your beer?
Best way to get my beer is probably right here in the tap room. We don't produce enough of it to really distro a ton. So we really only distro to you guys, a lot of other local people. But I'd say just come here and drink the beer and say hi to me.
That is awesome. Well, I know I do that occasionally.
Yeah.
You guys are canning. You guys will crowler beers that are on draft. And I know the barrel age spots are kind of taken with the bottles, but you guys are always going to have, as you release those, you'll have those on draft for people to enjoy, right?
Right. And we'll have all of our non-barrel age offerings in bottles as well, in terms of stouts that we'll do available to the public as well.
Eric, thanks so much, man. We really appreciate you guys. We're so happy that you guys are in this box. We hope everybody gets a chance to go over there and check you guys out. And again, if you see Eric back there in the brewery, just give him a wave. You got to
Yep,
tell him you're drinking the beer and have him come over and he'll explain a little more to you, man. Thanks again for doing
absolutely.
this.
Thank you so much for having me, man. This was fun.